Hey guys, you're probably wondering what this is all about, what's going on. And it's not good news. I don't even know how to say it. I lost all of the qualifying and race footage for the Baku, Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So I've been thinking about how I could, sort this problem for the last few weeks. I didn't quite know how to do it, so I thought the only way I could do it was by showing you what little clips I did have, and then maybe talking about the weekend, because it was an absolute disaster from the get-go. Practice went okay, we qualified about 8th. The car itself was just handling absolutely awful. I don't know what happened. The setup obviously wasn't right. We had DRS failures in the race as well, which eventually led to a DNF. Going into the second sector of the race, into the castle sector, we had a crash with Grosjean, I believe, which took us out of the race. So we didn't make any progress there. So, I mean, we could say that we didn't really miss much, but it was the latter stages of the race. But let's just enjoy what clips I did have, and yeah, we'll have to pull it behind us now as we move on to the next episode. Alright then guys, so we'll just negotiate this contract.
Okay, that proposal looks good. It seems all parties are happy with the deal, so it'll commence at the next race weekend.
Awesome. I didn't really put too much on the contract. I probably could have gone for more. As you can see, the contract value actually, was severely outweighed by my actual value. We're close to getting our next major upgrade as well. We're looking for an engine upgrade, so hopefully we'll get a few resource points from practice, and we may be able to apply that. And we're a few steps away from getting a major upgrade for our aero as well, which is pretty good. So, I mean, the car's been in good stead so far this season anyway. We've been easily the best of the rest team, if you like, I would say anyway. I think maybe Norris has been letting us down maybe a little bit in race pace, but apart from that, it's been okay. We come into Catalunya, into Spain, I would say off the back of some really good results, but obviously, as you can see at the start of the video, we had a little bit of trouble in Baku, but Norris did do well in that race. I believe he comfortably came inside the top 7, which was good. But we've got to bounce back here. I mean, we have to have a really, really good race. And
are you all right? Engine off. Engine off.
Okay, maybe that wasn't the best way to bounce back. Just when you're low on confidence, something like that just creeps up. I don't even know what happened, because I mean, I didn't even come off the throttle or anything. There was just absolutely no awareness that that car was even going to go into a spin. So, okay, there's a minor setback, and P2 was pretty interesting as well, getting the moves done on Raikkonen there. That's pretty good. But all in all, the car's not feeling very good at the moment. I don't know what's happened. We put a few upgrades on, and it is handling like a pig. I've ruined it so far through my choice of upgrades. I don't really know how, so I'm in uncharted territory here. Sort of don't really know what to do. I'm not amazing with setups. As you can see, like, Lando's only a 10th off us on the mediums. Obviously, I don't know what sort of stint he was doing, if it was a race or whatever, but yeah, I'm not the best when it comes to setups and trying to negate, these handling issues. It's obviously something I'm just going to have to learn. I'm obviously giving it, well, I know enough, I should say, when it comes to like aeros and other things, but yeah, it's not been good so far. As you can see, we've been constantly behind Norris. We've been trailing Norris throughout the entirety of practice. Again, like I said, though, we don't know what schemes we're both running. I mean, we could be doing different things, but let's hope we were, and let's just hope that was just an element of the practice. But as you can see, we've got enough resource points to get that major upgrade now, which is good for the engine. I did kind of have a think after practice. Do I maybe go for the aero upgrade? But now, you know, we're just gonna go for power here. I mean, the car's been quite good on power anyway, but I think it could do with a little bit more. So we're gonna, you know, just see how we get on in qualifying. Like I said to you, I was a little bit worried about how the car was handling, so I actually went with a little bit more wing. So sacrifice that straight line speed just for a little bit more wing, just to see if that helps. And the first time's not bad. I mean, you know, this is only Q1, so early days yet. But as you can see, we've gone faster than Lando, which was what my concern was initially, is whether or not we were actually going to be able to keep up with our teammate, who seems to be very strong this weekend. And eventually, you know, I didn't set another time. Lando did, and he has jumped us. But like I said, he's had another shot at that, whereas I didn't even bother. The one thing I have noticed in qualifying, in practice, which I brought into qualifying, as you can see, I was really slow on my outlap, kind of got the tyres to a good temperature, and then went for it out of the last corner. I didn't really go for a fast outlap because tyre deg on this circuit is atrocious. I don't know if that is, you know, the general kind of feel, but for us, or for me, it's horrendous. I think after maybe 1 or 2 laps on the softs, maybe like a flying lap and a warm-up lap, we were around 20% worn, which is just about 20 to 30% worn, which if you look at how we've been throughout the season so far, that's really bad. So I'm trying to maybe just, if I can, just keep it to the 1 lap in Q2. I don't really want to wear the tyres excessively. I don't want to go again if I don't have to. I know I have another set, but we'll see what we can do. I mean, at the moment, this has actually been a reasonably good lap. I'm quite happy with this. I mean, the car does still feel really heavy. I don't know what it is. I had a look at the sort of anti-roll bar and suspension settings, and I was actually happy with them. It's something I've had previously, a few minor tweaks. But again, like I said earlier, I'm not an expert when it comes to setting the car up in such a way. But, you know, we put in the fastest lap of the session so far, quicker than Gasly, so that's got to be good. I mean, Leclerc's gone slower as well. I mean, I'm really happy with that time. That's a really good time. I mean, obviously, as the life of the track, I should say the speed of the track increases, get more rubber down, people are going to go faster than me. I'm just thinking about whether or not I do need to do another lap, but just to be safe, I'm going to try it. Look at the brakes. Really overheating going into there, so I try not to even apply the brakes through that corner and just try and let the engine do the braking if I can, but just because of how much pressure they're under after that hairpin, so we've run a little bit wide into the final chicane. That's not really going to help, but we're still nearly 3/10 up. Well, we are 3/10 up, so that's going to help us. And where's that going to put us in Q2? Second. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, but then you've got to take into consideration that, you know, the likes of Vettel and Leclerc, Bottas especially, maybe even Gasly, probably haven't even got their engine turned up for that part of quali. Or if they have, that's just probably a really good lap from me. So here we go then, first lap of Q3. This is where it all counts. This is where it all matters. And I'd like to say the car's starting to feel better, but honestly, it's not. It really isn't. I'm really struggling with this car. As you can see, I'm going really wide. This Max sets the pace in Q3. But I don't know what it is. It's just something that, well, like I said, I can't put my finger on it, so I can't remedy it. I don't know what it is. I'm usually really strong around this track. This is probably going to be one of the first tracks that I can turn the racing line off and be confident in my braking points, because I really get on with this track. So we put our time in, our initial time, our benchmark. We've gone 7th. 4/10 behind Lando, so that's not strong, really, is it? But I was just looking at the tyres as well, and if we put a fresh set on, that's worth half a second, so that would put us in that kind of margin between maybe Max and Lewis. But of course, you know, that's providing they don't improve, and let's be honest, that they're going to improve. The track's going to get faster as this session goes on, so we're going to speed the time forward, try and go out as late as possible. I got a little bit scared. I didn't really know when to go out, so we go out with a minute left on track, so we're not going to be anywhere near the last people out. But, you know, my initial concerns going into qualifying were that we weren't even going to get into Q3, so the fact that we're here anyway, I'm extremely happy with that. That's not a problem. So anything higher than kind of 10th is good where I'm at, especially with how this car's feeling, so I'm going to try and get the best out of it. I mean, we're 2 tenths up already on new tyres. And fresh tyres. And they did say they were worth half a second, and it's kind of looking like that right now, which is good. But I doubt very much it's going to put us in 3rd or 4th, but we can see what happens. Nearly 6 tenths. We are 6 tenths up. What's that going to do for us? Are we going to beat Lando?
Excellent lap. We're really pleased.
7th. Okay. Now, I can't actually remember where Lando was before that second series of laps.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Bottas, Gasly and Sebastian Vettel. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. I'm not even sure if Lando's improved or if he's gone out for a second lap, but I'm quite surprised to see him 3 tenths behind me, especially after how this weekend's been going so far. So hopefully we can carry that into the race.
What does the Spanish Grand Prix have in store for us today, I wonder? I hope we see some tight wheel-to-wheel action down the main straight, circa Mansell and Senna way back in '91. Or maybe we'll have a more strategic race here on a track where overtaking can be difficult. The Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, a track that will certainly force the drivers to push themselves. It consists of a very impressive main straight going into turn 1. It's a straight that also offers a DRS zone, so it's likely to be a hot spot for overtakes. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. Now, can I talk to you about Sebastian Vettel? That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Pierre Gasly in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen, the rookie, Norris, Butler and Lucas Faber, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Sergio Perez and Hülkenberg, Giovinazzi, Albon, Roman Grosjean and Daniel Kvyat. Russell and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay then, let's see if we can do something with this car this weekend. Let's see if we can get a good start for once as well. Been trying to practice these recently. That's not too bad actually. We usually lose a lot more ground than that. As Norris is probably going to pip us on the inside, so we'll have to see if we can hold the position here. Maybe see if we can catch him just round the outside. Brake a little bit deeper. He's given us a little bit of a tap actually. Thanks Lando. That's racing I guess, but jeez. That must have been tight through there. If he's had to, either that or he's locked up. Or he's been punted by Danny Rick actually, so I take that back Lando, sorry man. He's actually lost the place to what I assume to be Weber as well. Yeah, so we've got Weber behind us. We're going to try and stick with these guys in front for us.
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
For as long as we can. Try and use the toe and maybe help us get away from Lucas. Because, you know, on our own steam, and I mean, just look at that. Even in the dirty air, we've just got absolutely no grip. Lucas is going to have a look at us here. He's got the outside, so he's tucked back in. Oh no, he hasn't. He's sent one.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
We managed to hold him off there, as you can see, but just the straight line speed of that Force India. Aha! Aha! That's my first one. Racing Point. The Racing Point is scary in a straight line. It's basically just a Mercedes, isn't it? So we have to be wary of that. As you can see the guys in front, I just no matter what I do, I can't keep up with them. I'm understeering everywhere, 34% tyre wear on the front left, just because of all that load. And only 27, 28% on the front right. I mean, temperatures are absolutely fine. It's just this track is just tearing tyres to pieces at every opportunity. Weber's going to have another go by the looks of it. We're going to have to give him the room. Luckily, we've got a good exit. I mean, that's one thing I will say is, and I think it's been one of my criticisms of this car so far this series, is that we've been quite bad out of the corners, but where we seem to be sort of faltering with our handling at the moment, I've noticed that the ability to get the power down is a lot better. So it seems like the car is changing, morphing into something completely different than what we started with. I kind of wanted to build.
Okay, entering lap 3 now. DRS has been enabled. Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to build on what we had already and kind of increase those strengths even more, but it seems to be we're going a different route. So that's making me think a lot more in races as well. We're going to dive in the pits maybe a lap earlier than what we originally planned. It's only lap 3, but as I said to you earlier, the tyre wear is just absolutely ridiculous. Something very strange also happened to me as well at the start of this race, and I didn't actually catch it. I didn't put it in the video. Is that it made every tyre...
Exit now.
It made every compound mandatory for me, so I had to do the soft, the medium and the hard in this race.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
So that was something I had to think about, and you know what? I was out of ideas in practice, so of how to make this car better. So I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to use every compound tyre in this race, just to see if I can find a happy medium, find something that this car actually performs on. I mean, if we're not setting faster times on a fresh medium than we were on a partially soft tyre, then I'm going to be slightly worried anyway, because that's just kind of going to increase my worries about this weekend and what's wrong with this car. I mean, we're over half a second faster already. That kind of tells the story of the soft tyre on this vehicle this weekend. So yeah, we're going to have to...
Gap to car in front is 6.8 seconds.
We're going to have to try and reel these Williams in as quick as we can, because obviously we've gone for a severe undercut. And if I'm not putting in the times for it, then it's not going to work. Simple as that.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.8 seconds.
So, I mean, we're catching them pretty quick, actually. I mean, probably a second and a half a lap. But that's probably to be expected, because they still absolutely suck. They're still bad. They've not really made that much progress on the R&D. Although they have made some, just not loads.
Lando is coming in for his stop.
Right, and this is the important bit. So Lando's made his stop. We all know he was behind us. I don't know whether he got the leap on Weber, or if he's even dropped any more places. If he's dropped more, then that's probably concerning if I'm only just going to get out in front of him. But he's not even left his box yet. He's still there. I think he may have just left his box. So I think we're going to comfortably get past. Hopefully. We may even see him. No, we didn't even see him. So we're probably going to have a good 2 or 3 seconds. Looking at that, maybe 2 seconds on Lando. So we're going to have to try and put some cars between ourselves and Lando if we're going to have any chance of staying in front of him, because obviously he's on fresher tyres. It's the only problem with the undercut is if you don't get enough time from your undercut, a time advantage, then the tyre life is just not going to work in your favour either. As we're trying absolutely everything to try and get around this Williams, but he just won't get out of the way. We're going to have to try and line one up for the main straight. I mean, if we're this close already, it's, for me, the move's already done. I think the Williams is just not good in any department, actually, whether that's straight line or through the corners. A terrible chassis and a terrible power output as well. So, I mean, look at that. It's going to be effortless. I mean, to be honest with you, Lando's not actually caught us that much. I mean, he is...
Great manoeuvre. You made it look easy.
I'm assuming that's Weber with him, or it could be Sergio Perez that's just behind him on track, but whoever it is, they seem to be kind of stuck with him. Actually, saying that, they may have actually been overtaken now. We'll drop further back, or I don't know what's happened, but the order's changing all the time. I mean, at the moment, I kind of feel like I'm racing Lando. That's how I felt all weekend. That's my goal. I want to just beat Lando. So I'm going to really keep tabs on where he is. I mean, I'm looking at it now. He's catching us. You can see he is. Slightly concerning, but We've got another stop to make as well. We don't know if he's going to make another stop. We're just going to have to try and dispatch these cars as quick as we can and just use their tow to try and escape him, try and, you know, just keep a distance. And at the same time, manage the tyres as best as we can. That's the one thing that I keep forgetting to mention is just how bad tyre wear is on our car this weekend. I'm not too sure what's happening. But we're going to line one up here. I think it's going to be the same as Russell. I think this move is going to be quite easy. We're going to do a quick switch. That was close. That was so close. I don't think we had any damage. We also go a little bit deep into the... I'm just going to check. No, we seem to be okay, but look how close this was. I think that was a little bit unnecessary on my part. I mean, we've already got damage on the end plates anyway. I've nearly ripped one clean off. So we've got Roman. It was Roman that we unfortunately had to come in together with in Baku, which ended our race, and I believe it ended his race as well. I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. I'm not going to go back and check it, but I wasn't very happy. We were going into the second sector, sorry, going kind of just before the castle, like sort of section of the middle sector, and leading down to the right-hander before the castle section. And I've just kind of gone up the inside, and I've kind of locked tyres and been projectiled into the barrier, so it wasn't a good one. And then just to lose the footage as well was even worse. That was 2 hits in one, kick a man when he's down. So it's quite unfortunate, and it was late on into the race as well, so we would have still been able to see a good race. It's not my strongest circuit, but it would have been nice at least to have been able to see it. But, you know, we move on. It's been quite tricky trying to catch Roman here, as what we didn't notice is this man here. Sneaky little assassin. Lando's just come back for more, so we may be able to hold him around the outside here. Yeah, we do. That's okay. So I'm going to have to... Whoa! Catch a little bit of curb there. That is deadly to do that there. Deadly. There's 2 or 3 places on this circuit where you can do just that. You catch a little bit too much of the curb on power, and you're just going to put yourself around. But
Fuel management has been superb all race. Keep it up.
so in effort to try and negate the tyre wear, I've also been running in lean for most of this race, which is another reason why Lando would have caught me. I'm very aware of that, but the whole reason behind that is that when I need it, I'm going to have more power. I mean, we're doing okay at the moment. We're going to chuck one down the inside. Grosjean, try and keep it on the track, keep it clean. And we've got him. That's nice. So hopefully that puts a car between myself and... No, it doesn't, because Grosjean dives in the pits. Well, that's just the tale of our weekend, really, isn't it? I mean, did Norris get him anyway? It kind of looks like he may have got him on the exit of the second to last corner, but we're just going to have to do everything we can to stay in front of Lando. Like I said to you, I've actually put it up into Rich now.
Some information on Vettel. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
I mean, on any other day, I'd be quite happy to hear that message, but today I don't think we're going to get anywhere near Vettel to even try and do something. Oh my... Nearly replicated our issues from first practice there. That was close. But we're going to run him Rich for a little while and just see what that can do for us. I mean, we're going to be pitting anyway now. We're going to go and put the hard tyre on. Run him Rich for a little while, see what that does, as we nearly DNF whilst going into the pits. It's just everything, anything and everything this weekend. I mean, look at that. That is a hair's width away from DNFing or causing significant damage to...
Go now.
It's causing significant damage to halt our progress in this race.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Okay, so I have no idea what to expect, because I actually didn't do a single run in practice on the hard tyre that I can remember of anyway. And if I did, then I apologise, and I'm just going to...
Caution. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car. Okay, some information on Raikkonen.
Jeff clearly has no information on Raikkonen. Okay, well, he's out of the race. I'm not really sure that does anything for us. I'm pretty sure they were quite far down the pecking order, but yeah, going back to it, if I did run any stints on the hard tyre, I didn't do it for any considerable length, so I don't think I got a real gauge of what the tyre is going to be like. But I'm just going to put this out there. It's an outlap. You know, it takes the hard tyres longer to get to temperature than it does any other tyre, and it also obviously takes them longer to phase in. But right now, this is the most stable the car has felt all weekend on this tyre. I'm not even joking. It may look like I'm slightly running wide in places here or there, but that's just me pushing. I know what I've got on the cards here. I know that I have to get a result this weekend after the last race. So I'm going for it, but this tyre feels really good, really good. It could just be the track, you know, from where it's naturally speeding up, there's more rubber going down. I don't know, but there's just something that feels good. Maybe the harder compound tyre is favouring my suspension setup. I don't know what's going on, but I've set a purple middle sector whilst I'm hunting down Nico Hulkenberg. I think I can feel that. I can feel that purple sector in the car. I really can. It's just something about this tyre right now.
Lando is in the pits. Lando in the pits.
That I'm really, really, really liking. And let's see if we can get Lando again. So I didn't actually know Lando was going to pit, obviously. It's quite surprising to see that he is. And we're going to get him back. He's not left his...
Gap to teammate ahead is 9.3 seconds.
He's not left his box yet, as we've just gone half a second faster than our previous fastest lap on the medium compound tyre. So I'm not too sure what's going on with this race. This whole weekend's been kind of a little bit freak so far. But I'm happy. You know, I think I've finally found a... Wow. The car's still not great, but it's a lot better. It feels significantly better than at any other point so far this weekend. So we're going to hunt down the next Renault now. And it's quite interesting to see Max in front of Danny Rick here. I don't know if maybe Max has just come out of the pits or what. I wasn't very observant there, so I do apologise. But is there an opportunity for us to maybe catch up with that Red Bull? I mean, I doubt it. I'll pace hairs on the back of my neck when I go through that bend. Sometimes you just lose the back end. But yeah, our pace I don't think has been anywhere near the front three teams this weekend. So I think if I was to get past Danny Rick, I don't think I'd have a very good chance of keeping up with Max. I mean, it looks like he's kind of pulling away anyway now, so dirty air is not really helping me. That's a terrible, terrible third sector there. I think that's kind of scuppered our chances of getting the Renault down the straight, but we'll certainly have a go. I mean, no, there's going to be nothing. There's not going to be enough here, so we're going to have to be patient. I mean, that's unfortunate. It's my own fault. But we've got another DRS zone coming up here. We're pretty close. We have to take into consideration that Hulkenberg isn't dropping back either. He's there, so one mistake and we're going to lose a position. But again, we've had a terrible exit into the DRS zone. And this time, Danny Rick's got DRS. How? I'm not too sure how, but we're going to take a nice smooth dive up the inside there. That was pretty well done. It's quite an interesting battle, that one, because Hulkenberg was actually closing in on us, so it was kind of 3 wide, and we're all still together.
The gap to the car ahead is 2.8 seconds.
And Max has pulled out 2.8 seconds. That's probably going to come down to a few factors. One, the fact that he's going to be in a quicker car. 2, that we were fighting. And, 3, that Danny Rick's going to be on a slower tyre, if he has just come out of the pits anyway. So I can't see myself catching Max personally. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try, obviously we are. We're not just gonna give up that easy. Especially whilst the car's feeling like this, I think this is we've really got to go for it now. We've finally found what you could argue is a good balance for this car. It's been a long time coming though. This weekend has just been terrible. But what we didn't realise is that amongst all of that was what I assumed to be a one-stop Sergio Perez on the hard tyre. Max has managed to get past him, and it's given us an opportunity to have another place, and if we can get him, that would be fantastic. We've got 5 laps left of this Grand Prix. Let's see what we can do as we go to the outside. Can we hold it? Can we hold it? Looks good, looks clean. no touching. Brilliant.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
We've just got to worry now is if Sergio comes back at us, he's probably going to hold on. He's dropping back a little bit, but not a lot. But we've got to take into consideration how fast the Force India is down the straight, as I said earlier. But I mean, I'm looking at the map to our left now. It looks like we're pulling pretty big distance on Sergio. If he was a one stop, which I imagine he was because of how high up the order he was, then those tyres are going to be significantly worn in comparison to ours, so he's not really going to have much of a chance of staying with us, especially through the high downforce corners like this. He's just going to drift wide. He's not going to be able to carry the speed. But the one thing we do have now is nice clear air. Max has gone up the road. Again, our little fight with Sergio is just another reason for Max to push on it. What would be interesting though is that they seem to be coming up to back markers, and he is also catching Pierre. So whether or not that means that those two can have a little bit of a fight. But considering that this is the last lap, I don't think they're going to do anything significant to each other enough. It's
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
going to drop them back into our clutches. So I think, providing we make it the rest of this journey, I mean, look at that wear. That wear is just ridiculous. We're just going to bring the car home, nice and safe. We're not going to push. Absolutely no point whatsoever. I've actually enjoyed the final third of this race just because I've been able to drive the car and not have the car drive me, if that makes sense. It was an absolute animal the first half of this race. It was somewhat tiring. So it was quite nice, actually. I think, all in all, considering how this weekend has been and the last race weekend, I'm very happy with that. 6th place, guys. I think that's brilliant. Really happy.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
I think we seem to have a little bit of Mercedes dominance on our career mode as well. I'm pretty sure that Hamilton's doing pretty well and Bottas has won a few.
Let's see how the driver standings have changed. This result narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on the track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, so I think Sergio Perez's one stop is cheated Lando out of a 7th place finish there. But I don't know if you saw the times, but look at Lando there. It's pretty much his best time is identical to mine, and I think that's pretty cool for this weekend. That shows that we're.
That's a great result. You did really well. I don't think we can have any complaints with that performance.
It shows that we're really consistent throughout the team, which is nice. It's nice to have a competitive teammate. We're not going to do anything R&D wise. I think I'm going to save up for this major upgrade on the aero, especially after this weekend, how that car felt. I think we need it. So I'm not going to put on a normal upgrade. I'm just going to save up. So it's only 5, 6, 7, but yeah, I'm going to wait for that one. But guys, I'm ever so sorry this has taken so long to come out. It's been a really busy couple of weeks for me. But if you've liked the video, then please drop it a like. Smash that subscribe button. I've been Harbz Gaming. That's our R&D progress history. And I'll see you on the next episode of F1. Cheers.